What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So one of the greatest color commentators in Chicago Bulls history, Stacy King, he has a podcast called the Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast. The podcast is named after a famous saying that Stacy King would say after Kyle Korver would shoot threes during his time with the Chicago Bulls, right? And Stacy King is a former Chicago Bull. He won championships with the Chicago Bulls before being traded for, I think, Luke Longley, right? So anyway, on the Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast, Horace Grant is brought onto the podcast. Horace Grant, former Chicago Bull, won championships with the Chicago Bulls, played alongside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. He talks about his time as a Chicago Bull, right? And the conversation transitions to the Last Dance documentary. Right? Horace Grant starts talking about not liking how he was portrayed and the rest of the Chicago Bulls teammates were portrayed during the documentary. You know, how he agreed with how the documentary made Scottie look like, you know, it painted Scottie in a bad light, etc. And, you know, they made them look minuscule, I guess, during the documentary, so on and so forth. And I think at some point, Stacy King kind of like, in a way, a little agreed with, you know, with Horace Grant's sentiments in a certain way. And sometimes, and during the conversation, he's saying like, you know, people, you know, it's certain narratives that would fly about the team that they could have spoke out on for years, but they kind of just let it go and let it slide or whatever, right? But Horace Grant in particular, he basically understands why Scottie is upset with his portrayal. And he kind of felt he's in agreement with Scottie, how he was portrayed in a bad light, etc. at certain points in the documentary to make him look bad or so on and so forth. So let me just say this. I don't think that the Chicago Bulls players were portrayed in a bad light during the documentary. Me personally, I don't. Especially Scottie Pippen. Yes, certain parts of Scottie Pippen, like, you know, when Mike called Scottie selfish for not wanting to play during the time he was having a contract dispute with Jerry Krause. He like, well, Scottie accepted the contract, and I thought it was selfish for him to try to hold out when he knew that Jerry Krause told him, hey, if you accept this deal, I do not reconstruct deals. After you accept this deal that you take the first time, that's it. That's done. We will not renegotiate. We will not try to change up the deal or nothing, right? Scottie's whole sentiment was, hey, I took that deal that was on the table at the time because I was piss poor. I was not, you know, my family was very poor. I had family that was suffering from ailments. Because Scottie's brother and his father, I believe, were both paralyzed. And he felt like, yo, we need this money to be able to take care of them and keep them in good health. While he didn't agree with the deal that he signed with Jerry Krause, he needed it at the moment. Jerry Krause told him, wait for another deal. That's the best bet. But Scottie man was like, I can't wait. I need this money to help my people, right? And Jerry Krause told him, hey, I don't reconstruct deals after it's already been signed. What you have is what you're going to get. Scottie was hoping that, hey, if I become a contributing factor to the team, if I am a big reason why we're winning, hopefully Jerry Krause will come to the table again and reconstruct the deal. Jerry Krause never did that, so Scottie decided to hold out. Michael Jordan is on The Last Dance calling Scottie selfish for doing so, right? And I didn't like that because I didn't like the words that Mike used for Scottie in that situation, because it was easy for Mike to call Scottie selfish, because while Mike was not getting paid, he didn't have the biggest contract in the NBA. He was making mega millions off of endorsement deals that Scottie didn't have. He had endorsement deals, but he didn't have the type of endorsement deals that Mike had, nor was he generating that type of money that Mike was having, that Mike was generating from his endorsement deals. So it's kind of easy for Mike kind of to say you being selfish when you getting caked up off the court handsomely outside of the NBA. And Scottie getting some paper, but he ain't getting nowhere near the paper you getting. So it's kind of easy for you to call him selfish when he trying to get some more money because he ain't getting the same type of endorsement deals you getting, right? And I guess when people talk about those things, people highlight, I'm trying to think, did they highlight Scottie refusing to come into the game in a documentary? I'm trying to remember that. They might have highlighted that. And he like, yo, Scottie may have not liked that part being in there as well, even though Scottie did not come into the game. So other than Mike calling Scottie selfish for for sitting out and refusing to play until the deal got figured out, I don't think they were portrayed in a negative light like that, in my opinion. Horace Grant, however, he has a personal beef with Michael Jordan. He don't like Michael Jordan at all. He does not respect Mike at all because Michael Jordan tried to hoe him as a teammate. Michael tried to punk him. He tried to pull his card. Michael tried to bully Horace Grant, right? And Horace Grant never forgot about that. My father used to always tell me, people always remember how you treated them. They always remember how you treat them. And if you are a bully or you trying to punk them, you trying to hold them, you trying to pull a card, you trying to treat them in ill fashion, they going to remember that. Horace Grant remembers Michael Jordan telling the stewardess, do not give him any food because he didn't play well enough to eat. Like Horace Grant was a petulant child, or like he was one of Michael Jordan's children, right? Him and Mike got into a dispute about it or whatever, and it was what it was. But yes, Michael Jordan, I guess he didn't like the way Horace Grant played in the game, and he sat on the plane and told the stewardess, don't give Horace Grant no food, he don't deserve to eat today. And I always was of the mind that Horace Grant should have went upside Michael Jordan's head as soon as the plane landed, because I think you can go to jail for fighting in the air. As soon as the plane landed and they got off the plane, I felt like, and they got out of wherever they was at in the clear, I feel like he should have went upside Mike's head. Because at that point, Mike is really trying to punk you. He's trying to Kwame Brown you. He trying to treat you like you one of his hoes or something. You feel me? And you got to show him you not on it. You not that. You know? But, yeah, so the Horace don't like Mike at all. And it's not because of the portrayal in the documentary. It's because Mike was trying to bully him and trying to do him like Kwame Brown. And this is where being a good teammate comes into play. I don't care. Yes, you can say Mike is the only reason why Horace Grant had them championships. Horace Grant would later win with the LA Lakers alongside Kobe and Shaq in them as well. But you can say, well, he wouldn't have no championships if it wasn't for Mike. And that's true, right? Mike is the reason why being on the team with Mike. But Horace Grant was an excellent contributor to that team. We cannot act like Horace Grant was just a dude that was just a hanger-on. He was a very good contributor for that team, for sure. They needed Horace Grant. 100,000%, right? But Mike had he's a sociopathic individual. He's a sociopath. He does not care about the feelings of other people. He disregards them. And he only cares about his own feelings. And why do I say that? Because you see how quickly he disbanded his friendship with Charles Barkley when Charles talked about him not making the right moves as an owner and the Charlotte Hornets being a horrible, horrible organization because they were terrible. Horrible. They were abysmal, right? And when asked about the Hornets on TV, Charles Barkley said, yo, this team is not a good team. They're not. I love Michael, but these boys not good. They terrible. Mike got upset because he like, yo, I don't think they got the right pieces over there. I don't think they a good squad. I don't think they well put together. And he ain't talked to Charles Barkley in God knows when. It's been like over 15 years since he talked to Charles Barkley, right? So Mike cared about how Mike's feelings were hurt by that. He cared about his feelings, but he does not care about the feelings of other people, right? And so he's very sociopathic. You can see the way what he said to Chameleonaire. I don't take him a Chameleonaire, but got them jerseys in an auction and saw Michael Jordan and said, hey, I just bought some of your jerseys. Can I get a picture with you? And he told him, I don't take no pictures with no N-words, what Mike said. Then he said, I don't think you heard me. I just paid such and such, thousands of dollars for your jersey. Mike told him, okay, if you pay $15,000 or $10,000, you pay $10,000 for the jersey, then I'll take a picture with you. Mike's very sociopathic. The same way he got up in that Hall of Fame speech and told everybody in his Hall of Fame speech, his Hall of Fame speech was dedicated to telling everybody I'm better than y'all. Y'all ain't shit compared to me. I'm the you know what? I'm the shit. Y'all ain't nothing. I'm better than all of y'all. Even invited the dude that he beat out even invited the dude that beat him out on the varsity team that one year when he got cut from varsity to tell him I ended up being better than you, right? So Mike is very sociopathic, and because of his sociopathic ways, him and some of his teammates will never get along. They will never be cool. Mike is perfectly fine with it, right? But unfortunately, the downside to this is that they are going to continue to throw shots at Michael Jordan, and it's going to be what it be. Now, Mike got enough money. His legendary status is cemented where it doesn't affect him, but still, people remember how you treat them. So this is really about, I don't think people's like Horace Grant is jealous. I don't think Horace is jealous of Michael Jordan at all. I think he is upset about how Mike treated him during that time period. Just look at how, remember when the Orlando Magic beat the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan came back? Look how happy Horace Grant was when he was on the Orlando Magic team. He was ecstatic because he felt like Michael Jordan was trying to torment him during that time period, right? And some of y'all gonna say, well, it's Horace's fault for letting him treat people like, treat him like that. I'm a man that's like this, right? See, I was raised to never let nobody treat me like that for one. But Mike shouldn't have been doing nobody like that. And y'all like to make excuses for Mike treating people that way. But had LeBron James done that, I always bring it up, y'all would have called him a horrible individual. Y'all would have called him a terrible man, a horrible person, if he would have done people like that. But for Mike, it's cool because Mike was winning. Winning or not, you don't got to treat people like that. I've seen Tim Duncan treat people greatly and still win 5 championships. Okay? Magic Johnson, same way, still winning championships with a smile on his face and not being like that towards teammates, you know? So I think, yeah, Horace Grant is hurt. He's really pissed. Not hurt, he's pissed at Mike still for how Mike was trying to punk him during them years. And so there's always going to be a rift. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen will never be friends. They will never be close. I don't think Scottie cares, and I don't think Mike cares. But it is what it is. We're never going to see these reunions at all due to, I think, people really, to Mike's credit, he always gave Scottie credit. He always said there would be no Scottie Pippen. There would be no Michael. You can't say the name Michael Jordan without saying Scottie Pippen, right? But I think in some instances, Mike might have did certain things during that time period where him and Scottie will never, it's certain things that rub Scottie the wrong way where they will never be able to coexist for real. And Horace Grant, he was trying to punk Horace Grant for real. And they will never be cool. And that's where it comes down to. Horace Grant is not jealous of Michael Jordan at all. He had a great career in his own right. I think won about 4 championships. He just don't like how Mike tried to punk him. And that's it. It is what it is.